Yo, yo, can you guys hear me? Someone type something if the audio is working here. Jesus Christ. Oh, Sweaty Blue Balls is back. Stingray, what's up, bro? All right. Um, so, I think I got this thing figured out here, boys. Feels good to be. What up, Ribs? Robert Hales. Christopher Belling, when drop. I don't know, bro. It's been dropping. Anyways, good to connect with you guys all again. It's been a while. Had that little update for you recently. I was still pretty much a piece of shit then with the foot. Like this is just now kind of getting back to 100. All the swelling's down and shit. So that's good. A little bit of a scare, but I'm off the antibiotics now. So start feeling human again here. But yeah, so I mean, obviously some action in Bitcoin, a little bit of volatility after a very long, little consolidation, long in crypto terms, like it was like maybe a fucking week. But anyways, it's so funny. Like we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This is 4 days here of sideways, and people were like complaining about volatility. Same thing here, same thing here. You guys should trade the real markets where it literally ranges. Like volatility in Bitcoin is plenty if you use margin and you're smart. It's pretty easy to predict these big moves. So, yeah, leg is going good. Is it blurry? I don't know. You guys tell me. I think I got the streaming figured out. Is it blurry for everyone, or is it like, all right? What up, Ren? Yeah, I think you can put the resolution up to fucking super high. Try adjusting the resolution to 720. 1080p. Didn't know I was that ballin'. Honeybee. All right, cool. So defaulted to 144 potato levels. All right, cool. So let's talk about fucking Bitcoin right now. I might. So this is the trade I'm in right now. We can kind of recap the move up here and how you could have got in this move, and then obviously the logic behind the short here. It's pretty funny. I posted this fucking chart the other day. Some guy telling me like, "Oh, like nice hindsight trade." No one looks at my fucking charts. I swear. Like, put it on a 4 hour, right? Like it's gonna take time to play out. So I had bids layered in here, like I posted there, and I got some filled on this wick, and then obviously I had some sideways, and got some more fills here. I think my highest bid was 6,870, so I missed it by what, $2, which sucks. But 2/3 of my position got in. I think I'm averaged about here, 620, 625. My kind of thoughts here were if we close above here, basically, the mean threshold of this daily order block, if we closed up here, I thought we would continue up. So the fact that we're closing below here looks bearish to me. Sentiment online seems to be bullish after these couple of green candles, which is funny. You see people tweeting about, the high 7,000s away. Already, excuse me. I wouldn't be surprised to see another stab up here. Like there's still some probably stops here that didn't quite get run. And then there's this pocket up here. But I think Bitcoin has to get up here pretty quick. And we're already in a pretty extended move here. So I think if we get above this order block and we close and we take out this high, like that would lead us higher. But right now, based on how this week just closed and what price action looks like currently, it looks bearish to me, and it's been like that forever, since 20K. Like this leg up could just be a very small version of this move, which only led us to further down, right? So we'll see. So I guess let me just make a new fucking chart here, because I don't want to fucking muck up that one. Oh God, volume, get the fuck out of here. Okay. Bullish on stream, Pepperoni Poppy. Some of you guys got some fucking awesome names. Cool. So let's close this one. And let's start with just like a bear chart, like a bear chart with no levels yet, right? So what would we do? We'll just kind of mark up the chart as we would normally. We'll go over kind of the last couple weeks of moves while I was away right up until now and where I think it's going to go. And then we'll just kind of open it up for some questions. Whatever you guys got to ask. You want me to look at some charts? We'll do that. So I'll try and keep this part quick. 75 people. Jesus, boys. We're going like crazy, man. 14,000 fucking followers on Twitter is absolutely mind-boggling to me in like 5 months. So I hope all of you are seeing some success with what I've been sharing. I see so many people in the Discord like posting awesome shit now. It's fucking great. Like the reason this Discord is so good is because all of you guys in here are like learning and posting shit that's like good analysis and like having high level discussions about technical analysis, which is fucking great. It means I don't have to be in here 24/7 answering all the questions. Like we have, good traders in here now sharing, and everyone's improving. So it's just fucking awesome. Enough of the sappy shit there though, boys. Yeah, this fucking Randy guy's a clown. This guy was copying my tweets a long time ago. And I like called him out on it. I called him out on copying other people's tweets. And I trolled him, and he eventually blocked me, so I'm not surprised to see him copying other people's tweets. His fucking deposit account here, not anymore. I guess before, the one that I chirped him on was a BitMEX deposit account because he's a fucking clown. Anyways, let's go to the chart here. Everyone good with that plan? Your screen only showing part of the chart on purpose. How do we get in your Discord? Always hear about your Discord. Mikey Martinez, if you DM me on Twitter, I will let you get in the Discord. The reason I don't have it just publicly listed is because there would be way too many fucking people. If I just had it open to everyone, because especially now, oh, what the fuck? Please use a keyframe frequency for 4 less seconds. Currently, the keyframes are not being sent off enough, which will cause buffering. The current keyframe. Is everyone having issues with the stream? It says my stream health is bad. Like, is this shit fucked? Oh, I fucking hate this shit. It's good. Keep the doors closed. Don't worry, buddy. We're not going to blow it up. I'm so fucking technologically fucked with this stuff. I have no idea what the fuck's going on. Stream is good, but not showing enough of your full screen. Okay, well, I'm going to flip. Is this all good? Can everyone see the chart well? Type in the box here if the chart looks fine. Can only see 5K and up. Trading view is good, not full screen. Jesus, this is fucked that some of you are having issues here. Oh, here we go. Might have solved the case here, boys. What about now? Is this way better now? Way better? Cool. Okay. Fucking smart as hell. Okay, anyways, so let's start with the bear chart here. So what do we got here? We got some fucking, we got some levels here. Only, again, mark the levels that we're close to. I'm just going to remove this. This is basically my break even, so I just have it alarmed there. I'll just re-alarm it later. So what's the high here? 6489. So that looks like a good level to me. 6489. And we'll do the close of the month too. Right? There's $50 there difference. So whatever you're doing right now. Yo. Okay. What else can we mark here? Probably this low was important for that initial run up. This low, I don't think we got this low. Low of this one, 6.5. I mean, I don't want too many monthly levels here. And then let's go to the weekly. Right, so I mean, we're encapsulating a lot of the current price action. So here's a level, right? Trying to anticipate where price is going to go, right? This is a weekly chart. This candle is clearing stops here on a lower time frame. This is a bunch of 4-hour bars, and it's probably like a double top or a triple top that's getting taken out here. That's the fractal nature of price, knowing that this candle is 7 daily candles or whatever, and however many 4-hour candles and however many whatever candles. So seeing a stop run here like this is like a double top, right, on a lower time frame. Or this is probably something different because this is the weekly, so this is $150 a price. But this for sure, this stop run, this is like you'll see, watch. Right, that wick, those two candles we just saw is this stop run right here. Right, so that's how you will start seeing price the more time you spend in it, right? So I can look at it and you can kind of see what the smaller time frames and larger time frames are doing. It works better in reverse when you're on the daily or the 4-hour and you say, okay, well, like this is a day's worth of trading, and you can imagine it's a big black bar on the daily, right? Probably just rambling right now. Anyway, so we'll mark that weekly level. I think the open of this last week is super key in terms of holding up, and if we want price to stay. We've got obviously a bearish weekly block here, so we'll rectangle this bitch. Cool. So these dotted lines are going to be high time frame levels, weekly and monthly. We'll take this high. This is where I bet you a lot of people who are short right now, their stop is right above here. The market maker knows. Or the market manipulator, whatever you fucking call it. And I guess we have this current week's close. Like, this is going to be a level. Go down to the daily. And what do we got here? So we've got all the levels in the world now to work with. And just by marking the open high lows of candles, look what we have, right? We've mapped out a lot of the major touch points in price. Pretty much every major move you see here comes from interacting with one of these levels, right? We touch this, the huge dump, right? We test this level, this monthly level, that leads us to the pump. So the power of marking good levels, obviously, super key. And then what do we do when we have our levels, right? We look for order blocks around those levels. So there's the daily, right? I'm pretty sure most of you guys have this one charted. This one's a weekly. I'll get fucked. Right? This one's a daily. Right? What is this 6-8-17? We mark this on the daily chart, right? Look at this order block. What do you think the equilibrium of this block is? Just eyeballing it. Looks pretty damn close. 6-8-18. And I probably fucked this thing up. It's really here to here. 6-8-18.8. It's like $1.80 off. That's crazy, eh? Anyway, so we were below a lot of key weekly levels, right? This is a daily order block here. High time frame levels were below. We had the nice move up here. This move was strong, right? There was no real upside resistance. We were just filling back in this gap. And then we kind of got into some resistance here in terms of monthly levels. But in this case, you know, it was resistance kind of turned support. So down here, we posted this one, I don't even know, a week ago now, this entry, right? So we had this order block. Why do we, I know I sound like a broken record. No more boxes. John, it's like the open, high, low, close of swing points and areas where there's going to be liquidity on the higher time frames. Those are the levels you want to mark. Open, high, lows, close of candles that are swing points and areas where stops would be. So I'm going to sound like a broken record, but for those who kind of haven't seen a video where I've gone over this move, why we decided to take the trade, you know, we had this huge dump. Then we formed a bullish order block. Why does being a bull make sense here when the higher time frame is to the downside? Because in any related price swing here, basically, right, it's all about a range. And so if we take this down to here, in terms of this price range, down here is low probability that the move is just going to extend. You want to be shorting in the upper 1/3. I've said this before of a price swing. You want to be buying in the lower 1/3. So it just increases your probability when you're taking a price swing and you say, okay, we're in the discount part of the price swing, so we want to be buyers there. You couple that with, you know, the hunt on liquidity. We're near a key monthly level. This is like a very important level. I think we pulled it from the low here, right? The low after all-time high, basically, the initial dump from all-time high down to there. So key level. Find the order block. Wait for it to retrace, right? We had an OTE. We had all that shit. Right, just past the 79%. Swept these stops again. Some people who put their stops below here would have gotten taken out with that little Darth Maul candle, spinning top, whatever you want to call it. And we posted this one in advance. And what did we target? We targeted here first, and then we targeted. Remember, I wrote Candyland up here. Why is that? That's that thing on the daily that I was showing you, or the weekly, right? That's just those two candles on the weekly. That whole formation is just this stops running here. So that's an area where liquidity is going to be. Whose liquidity is that, right? Like large funds, stupid retail traders. That's where they're going to print their stops. So that's where we target, right? I'm taking this trade based on weekly and monthly analysis, and I'm taking it on the 4 hour. So I'm not just targeting here and getting out of the trade. I have a loose stop way down here, right? And I'm playing the price swing back up to what would be equilibrium. or an area where you might look to sell again, back above the 50% line, the upper 1/3. So when you're taking it based on a monthly in a 4-hour chart, it's going to take a while to unfold, right? So this was not a day trade. This was very much a swing trade, targeting here and then here. So that one took a while to play out, but it played out perfectly, right? So let's say you missed this initial move and you didn't get in here. Where could you have bought back in? Well, if we're looking to get in on an uptrend, you don't want to buy, you don't want to be the guy who like buys the top or whatever. But if you think it's going to continue going up, this was an order block here that had some interaction. You could also have drawn like any of these ones out. It'd be even more visible on a very small time frame. Like this one, right? Down candle, breaks this swing high. I know it doesn't look like a swing high, but that's a swing high. Could do this one too. And yeah, it gets run below here, right? But you're taking this on a higher time frame. You're not going to put your stop right here if you're targeting 6,800. You could have your stop way down here. But you can fine tune your entry and get into a price move if you think this thing's going to continue going up, just by drawing out an order block and catching it on the retrace, like this one here, this one right here, right? This low candle. Oh, get fucked. I think that touches to the dollar, right? What's the low on that candle? 6318.5. The high is 6320, right? So it hits it. Oops. Anyway, so you could have done that there. You could have tried to get in up here, but I wouldn't have done that. I wasn't chasing this long. I got in the long down here, and I scaled out all the way up, and then I flipped back to short. And the reason I did that was just because all the higher time frames was still super bearish. This high was not broken convincingly, right? Like, this is whatever you want to call it, a Judas. Like, they ran over this thing, but it doesn't close above this high. And it doesn't close above this daily order block. So in my opinion, once price made this move all the way back up here again, it made more sense to look for shorts. So that's what I started doing. So I took the short and I posted it, kind of where my entries were. And I was just basically putting asks right in this order block. And my stop basically was going to be kind of up here. Guys, if we fucking take out this high here, this swing high, yeah, we're in a weekly block here, but, I want to be out of that trade because we could, consolidate up here and then take a rip at these stops. So I have a very loose stop. It's not in right now, but this is where I would put it. And I'm targeting down here, and that's kind of my idea on this trade. If that doesn't happen, it's like whatever. If we break above this daily order block and close, I'd probably close my position. But my initial trade idea from early July when I posted the chart was stop way up here, and I thought we'd have a strong rejection off this order block. So we'll see what kind of next week brings. I would not short it at 6,700 here. I think, well, it's not a terrible entry if you think it's going to go down and you want to put your stop, like here basically. I mean, that's not a terrible trade. I think that's like only a 1-to-1 though. Yeah, 1.25 to 1. It's not the greatest trade. You'd have to play a looser stop, like, above this high here. You could put your stop, but you're going to want to target here because I wouldn't be surprised if we run up again and then dump. It's completely possible. All of that commotion over a 4-hour candle earlier here, everyone was like, oh, it's dumping. I mean, all it was is, this is very much just a stop hunt, right? Bunch of people getting long because they're drawing what? They're drawing a bull flag, right? They say, oh, prices. Like, what is retail doing here, right? They're drawing one of these fucking things. A bull flag. I think I got to turn this off to do these ones. So this would be a retail continuation pattern, right? Everyone thinks when this thing breaks out, you go long, you put your stops down here. Instead, it breaks down, and then it could break up. So you got to think like what's retail doing, right? So if a bunch of people were seeing a bull flag thinking this thing's going to continue, they're going to be buying longs in this consolidation. That's what the market maker does here. When they move price sideways, they're getting the antsy people who don't wait for the proper trade setup, who are going to say, I'm guessing the direction before this confirmation, and they're engineering liquidity on both sides of the market, and they're testing it throughout here, right? Look, they got a floor here, a low, a higher low, and then what do? They spike through it and they absorb the liquidity. They got highs that they spike through, right? Here's a swing high. They spike through it there, spike through it here. So they're testing, they're engineering liquidity on either side of the market. This is a stop run. Maybe too many longs built up. Maybe they are going to rip it through here, but they don't want all the people who bought in this consolidation to be on the ride, right? Like this is a pretty gnarly run, almost $100. And they could just charge this thing right back up here, and you'd be right back at your entry, within a day after getting stopped out. So it kind of happened the other way, I believe, here, right? This is a very similar move. Dumped it. People were trying to short this thing, right? What did they do? All these people who put their short stops up here, they wicked them out. And we showed this one in the Discord. Where'd they wick it out to, right? And it was like dead on in the equilibrium of this. And why does that make sense? Because if this is the bearish order block that they're short selling into, when they wick back into it, they're pairing new short orders, right? Which they obviously unloaded down here, back at their original price, right? Like if they're short up here, do you think they want to short more down here? Or do they want to short more at the price that they initially started the move, right? So that's not an accident that it comes right back to that order block. You can see a very similar thing here. It doesn't come right into the order block, but I mean, with the spread, we're talking like $2 here, right? They're getting long here. And then what do? They stop out all those fuckers. They're going to get back in because they filled up on orders right here at this block too, right? And they're going to fill more orders by triggering sell stops, which is going to get them more long before they continue the up move, right? So when you think that price is going to go up, any breakdown to the downside is something you could buy with the premise that, they're consolidating to take it higher. And when they fake break it down, they're just absorbing more sell side liquidity to take price higher. I'm going to refresh my page here. It's having some issues. Yeah, I will post this on YouTube. Anyway, so hope that kind of makes sense there. So what are my thoughts for Bitcoin here? Did I just lose all my fucking levels? You guys see this shit happening live? I forgot to save it and I refreshed it. Son of a fucking bitch. Oh, that pisses me off. Okay. Well, fuck me. I got no levels now. Let's just draw this shit quick. Sorry. Got this daily one here. And then I would say we got like this level. So this is a breaker, right? So we could, fuck it, we'll just fucking cunt. You do it on the 4 hour, a little more precise. So we had a stop run here. You could have shorted that. I don't even know here. Got all disoriented, losing my fucking levels here, boys. Don't want to go all the way back to the fucking monthly and the weekly. I don't think I need to. So here's some levels of importance to me basically right now. This one here, right? This order block. It's like these are levels that I think you want to see hold, because I think if these levels don't hold, we're gonna have, some potential serious problems on Bitcoin. Like basically this entire consolidation here. Oh, fuck your face. We have a 1 hour block in here. I think this one's sick. Watch this. Look at that. Like to the pip, boys. To the pip. So these are some levels I would watch. So you can screenshot this page if you want. Like, I think we really want to be aware of the weekly open, which lines up with one of these order blocks. And then in these lows, you can draw here. I think that's good. So shorting, if you're short up here, stop either right here, but I think this could get wicked, or like way loose up here if you're playing this on a larger time frame. Targets, obviously, I think this is legit support, like right around 6,600. Like I think there's legit chance that they defend that this level gets defended. So if you're not short from kind of up here already, I think shorting down here, you're potentially shorting right into an area that price could bounce. If this doesn't hold, this is the next level to watch. If this doesn't hold, it's going to fall straight through to kind of right around here to this weekly open that we just marked. If this weekly open does not hold, I think kind of that 6,100 level here, where you have a breaker right here, would be like the last line of defense. And I think I tweeted that. Yeah, so this candle here, you draw it out. This would be like a bullish breaker if it comes down to it, and it could bounce off. But I really think if it falls through this, I just think we get new lows. Like I don't see these holding. I see these getting swept if this does not hold. So bullish maybe with some hesitation. It could very well go higher from here. But the sentiment online here is a whole lot like the sentiment online, up here. Oh, we're going to 10K. Tell everyone there's nothing you can fucking do about it. We're going to 10K. We went to like 9,900 and fucking 90, but not 10K. So this could be something very similar. Oh, we're gonna go to 7K or 7,200, and they could take it very fucking close, and then we could just crash through. So always think max pain, right? If everyone on Twitter is bullish, max pain is not to blow it to 7,800. But this is gonna get cleared eventually. Is it right now? Maybe. Or is it in the future? When you look at the higher time frames, you have to determine which liquidity based on where price is now is most likely going to get targeted next. Like this liquidity will get targeted. These lows will get targeted, but which one's going to happen first? That's your higher direct time frame directional bias. Once you have that in mind, if let's say we close over here and we're going up, we know that on the higher time frame we're targeting this double top. So on the smaller time frame, all the way up here, we're going to be looking for longs, knowing the end objective is up here, knowing that those are going to be the higher probability trades, because that's where the daily chart, is trending. Big money has their fucking stops up here still on some big long swing trade. Retail have their stops like right here, over local highs on smaller time frames. Funds, big money, shit like that, they have their liquidity and levels and trades based on the higher time frame charts. That's why the higher time frame perspective is so important. So I know I should check out Autosave DJ Ross. Thank you for rubbing it in, bro. Um, so those are my thoughts on Bitcoin. If you're bullish, be careful, tight stops. You want to see these levels hold. If you're bearish, in my opinion, you target, what is this? ICT market maker buy model, right? It's exactly what you see here. Consolidation, expansion, like selling climax or whatever, Wyckoff too. And then it could clear out this one, clear here, and then ultimately clear here, right? You'd see, the fucking price come through here, the little market maker fucking thing, and these would be all more shorting opportunities, these retraces, right? Test it again, and then fucking clear that one. That'd be the complete market maker model. Anyways, let's open the floor to some questions here. I think that's a good idea. Let me see. Okay, questions. Okay. Answered you, Justin. Ed, the bullish order block at around 5,900, would it not be the black candle rather than the white that you've put it around, or am I mixed up? This one? Maybe I did it wrong earlier, but yes, this is the order block, right? The down candle before the up move. Cool? Zoned out dad. This is fucking euphoric talk, bro. Don't talk like this. Or not you, sorry. Christopher Belling, mooning. It's like we've moved $12, right? What did I say this was? It's a stop run, right? We could be back up at this price in no time. Spilled water all over my fucking self, boys. Jesus Christ, I'm a mess. Yeah, if this swing high breaks, we're going to be getting right back in this consolidation. Anyways, back to questions here. Ed McLaughlin. Okay, I got your question. Great. Okay. Pepperoni Poppy. If I'm short from 684, okay, I just answered it. The drop into that OB was a Judas. Yes. You should check autosave. DJ3 Ross. I know. So all that matters in risk is the percentage of your account you're using. So if I have a 1 Bitcoin account and I want to risk 10% on the trade, right? So you have your 0.1 that you're risking on the trade, and then you ramp it up with leverage, but you're willing to lose 0.1 either way. So I don't think that's all that matters. Leverage, all of that shit doesn't matter. It's just whatever your position size is, if you get liquidated or stopped out, what you're willing to lose. That's the percentage that matters of your account. For me, I'm layering into this trade like this. Right? Like it's a perfect 2-to-1. Because I'm targeting, remember, I showed you on the higher time frame. Right? This is the exact trade. So I would be putting in whatever position amount of the position I'm putting into the trade on BitMEX. I put in a third of my order here, a third here, and a third here, but this third did not hit. Does that make sense, Atlian? Atlantine. How do I not know how to pronounce that shit? Atlantine. Sure, Pepperoni Poppy. Just one sec. Hopefully he sees that. Hopefully I answered his question. So yeah, Pepperoni Poppy. Hopefully that answers your question too, right? I layered in, once you use the calculator on BitMEX. Use the calculator and determine how much you're willing to risk of your account if you get stopped out. Type in the leverage you want and all that shit, and aim for a 2-to-1 or 3-to-1. I am no master of margin trading. I think I embarrassingly didn't know you could do intermediary levels of margin by hitting the edit button. So that shows you my level of competency. But I'm still able to make money doing it because I use this low risk reward tool. I use a calculator. I know exactly how much of my portfolio I'm risking per trade if I were to get stopped out. And I punch it in the calculator, and that determines the amount of contracts that I should be using. And then I'll usually layer in to my order in thirds. And I also profit scale in thirds generally. Not a hard and fast rule every time, but a lot of the time. So I had three, let's say I was doing 100,000 contracts, I would have 33,000, 33,000, 34,000, whatever it is. Hope that answers that question. How I enter trades. What do you think about the trading bot in the Discord? I think it's dope. Fibonacci is a homie of mine. I use the bot personally in confluence with my manual trading. And it seems to work for me. James, if you think everyone is shorting, you're not following the right people on Twitter. Yeah, a lot of good traders are shorting, but there's a lot of people who are getting bull-tard longs and talking about crazy bull targets. You got to use Twitter properly. If you're following people who only are good traders, that's great if your analysis is in line with them. But if you want to use Twitter for sentiment, you have to follow retards as well, bro. You need both sides of the coin. You can't just watch CNN. You got to watch Fox News too. So yeah, trading bot, I think it's dope. I know several people are using it and have a track record of getting successful trades with it. I still trade manually, but ask around, ask people who are using it, see what their results are like. If we're short from lower, Dad, know where your stop is and plan your trade accordingly. Like, depending on where you entered, where's your take profit, have your stop, and stick to your guns. If you're in a trade, the emotions that you're feeling can be drawn from a few things. They can be drawn from you having too much money in there. If you're feeling sketched out when a trade is against you, you're probably risking too much. Because if you're shook about losing this money and getting stopped out, it's probably too big of a position. You should lower it down, maybe lower the leverage. Because the idea to be a successful trader, you got to be like a robot. If certain conditions are met, I know guys like Cred post great content on this. Having a trading checklist. I don't have mine written out like that, but if certain criteria are met, I take the trade. And not always. Sometimes if trade's going against me, I'll cut it early. You got to be able to do that. But if I have a stop in place and I have a trade set up, I already know what I'm risking before I even take the trade. I know what I'm potentially gaining before I even take the trade. Once it's in, you got to be like a robot, man. And if you get stopped out, it didn't work out for you. But it shouldn't crush you because, A, you have to have a good risk-reward strategy. So if you're aiming for 2 and 3-to-1s, you can be wrong a few times and still make money. You can be wrong more than a few times, more than 50% of the time. And still make money. So that's obviously part of it. Position sizing, right? Not risking so much that if you lose the trade, like your account is crippled. Capital preservation is as important as anything in this game. Losing money, it takes so much percentage of a gain and wins to get back to break even. When you lose like half your account, it would blow your mind. Look it up. There's a little infographic somewhere back in my tweets months ago. So, you made the trade based on your analysis. Stick to your guns, man, because you're going to be pissed if you cut it now at a loss and you wake up tomorrow and it dumped down to, 6,100. right? So you got to be aware of what you're doing and your trade. Be like a robot, man. You got to be able to control those emotions. That's hard. Hard. You know, being patient is hard. Controlling your emotion is hard. When you're scared and all that kind of shit, and you want to exit the trade or you're capitulating and you might close it early. You know, stick to your guns, have a plan. That's going to help you reduce those emotions and not act on them. Maybe when you did good analysis, and, you know, if your stop's at 6,900, you might be underwater right now, but it's still within your trade, right? You're not stopped out yet. So try and think of it like that. Omar, if you're in my Discord, go into the education section. If you're not, DM me on Twitter. I'll get you in there. But you need to be watching ICT stuff. That's where the majority of this order block stuff is from. The way I teach it, I guess, teach is, you know, a loose term. It's not exactly what I'm doing. More like rambling. Other traders do similar things and teach similar things. Tom Dante, Chris Laurie, you know, support and resistance, supply and demand. It's all very similar in terms of concepts. But the order blocks you see me talk about generally are Inner Circle Trader, ICT, Michael Huddiston, our Lord and Savior. You can just search him on YouTube. He's got tons of free videos. It doesn't necessarily have special significance. It's just an area we could see price get some support. But in my opinion, I'm more concerned about this level here and this block here. I think if, you know, we break this consolidation, I think these are gone. So in terms of it's going to crush down. So this level, super key. This level, super key in my opinion. This last week's open. I think if this gets compromised, like I've said multiple times and post on multiple charts, we'll take out these lows. For us to be a bull, we got to get above here. That's where it starts. Can you take a look at Ox and Strat? Sure. Ox. Bro, it's not on TradingView. It's not on TradingView. I can't fucking look at it, my dude. I'm sorry. I don't have that fucking Coinigy bullshit. Strat. This one I can do. Okay. So, I mean, this looks like a potential buy, depending on what Bitcoin does. This looks very much like BCH does. Except for that was on just this swing low getting broken, potential buy. But maybe it doesn't look like BCH at all. Right? Historical low here. We broke below it, you know, cleared this low as well. So, you know, this could form. This is a daily bullish order block here, right? Key levels. Basically, in just dipping below, liquidating these stops, right? So this thing is going to die if Bitcoin dumps. If Bitcoin dumps hard down to like, you know, break, this thing's going to die and it's going to find new lows. It might not go as low as this wick, but it's definitely going to fucking die. The bull case on this thing is if it gets back above this level, very easily you could expect it to come up to here kind of area. So I don't know. Is this a good percentage trade even? There you go. So 45%. I think if it gets above this block here and establishes itself, this is, you know, and then into this block, you could get up into here for sure. But otherwise, this is going to be resistance. And if Bitcoin dumps, this thing's going to die. So hopefully you're not too balls deep in it there, Justin. Awesome analysis as always. Let's go LeBron Mayne. Yeah, fuck yeah, LeBron Mayne. Can you please draw? Oh my god. Message retracted. Recool Thapar. What the fuck you talking about, bro? Could you draw fibs for shorts? Pretty please. Sure, Pepperoni Poppy. Let's go to something that's not Bitcoin. So this might not get a fucking all the way. Let's see. There you go. High to a low. 62%, right? Stop run. Right into there. Pretty nice. This is a weekly candle, right? This is a huge move. We could also go right down to the 4 hour. What do we see here? Right? Same move. Same effect, right? 79. Let's delete that other one. There you go. Right? Order block. Boom. Short. So you would keep the other 90% on a 1x short, otherwise remain per account. Is that risk? That's a great question. So I don't care about the price of Bitcoin with the stack that I'm trading on MEX. To me, I'm just acquiring more Bitcoin. I'm not really focused on the USD value outside of where it's going to go and how can I long and short it as it gets there. I'm just trying to accumulate more Bitcoin. Like I've said before, trading is not my main source of income. I run a headhunting company, so if any of you guys need help hiring people, I do executive level recruitment. So we hire, high level tech guys who are making hundreds of thousands of dollars. We get them hired at companies. We work with companies and then we go find the people. So that's my main source of income. It's a very profitable business. I run it with a few friends from university. So trading is not my main source of income. Do I make money trading? Yes. When I trade the Forex market, I'll make money. But when I'm trading crypto, very rarely do I ever withdraw any of it. For the most part, I have a bunch on cold storage, and then I have a small amount on BitMEX that I just use to margin trade to get more Bitcoin. And then I have alts that I'm supposed to be using to get more Bitcoin, but for the most part, they're just costing me Bitcoin. Fucking LBC, bro. Its day will come. But I managed to get out of my bag of Syscoin, which I bought at like 5,000. I think at over 10,000, which is so nice because it's now down at 2,000. Would be another one that just fucked me. So hope that makes sense. I don't really care that the value of my BitMEX account might be decreasing in USD as long as it's increasing in number of Bitcoins. Hope that makes sense. Will you be adding additional asks if we go over 693? I mean, I might, but I might, if we get up to 6,900 and it looks like a strong move and we close above that daily order block, I might scale out some of my position. We'll see. I might add more. I mean, I'm not deciding yet. Can I look at the ETC chart? Too late to buy. The fact that I saw people memeing that ETC was back 2 days ago, I'm gonna say it's too late. But let's look. I mean, you tell me, bro. It just took out this high. Could it potentially take out these highs? Right? So what was the buy signal here? Right? This is the buy signal. See this on the weekly. You need to be, if you're trading alts, these are the trades you make. You go and you see price take out a weekly swing low, right? That's a buy. That's a low risk buy right there. And I can go find an order block for you to get in on this trade. But just looking at the weekly, that's your signal to buy. The signal to buy was back in fucking early June to catch this fucking monster move, right? Monster move, Jesus Christ, only 50%. So this high was just taken. Where's the next area that it could go? Could take out this high right here, right? And then potentially here. But I don't really know anything about this coin, what the market cap is, anything like that. I mean, goddamn, it's worth fucking $18, so it must be pretty big. These would be the next areas on the upside, but again, right, what are we looking at here? A range, right? This thing is approaching 50%. You're going to want to be looking for shorts up here. Or, I mean, at least the market is at a premium above 62. Right? So, I mean, yes, you're still kind of in the bottom 1/3, but you're kind of getting out there towards equilibrium again. So, careful to buy this because you'd be buying it, expecting it to go here. But if Bitcoin fucking takes a dump, this thing's going with it, and it's going to clear out these lows over here. So, there you go. How you choose those levels, key levels, weekly, daily, monthly, is the opening of the candle in those time frames. It's either the open, high, low, or close, depending on what it is. If it's a swing high, you probably want the high and the close if it's a bullish candle, right? If it's a swing low, you probably want the low and the close on the bottom. Weekly opens, monthly opens, yearly opens. These are levels you want to mark. We're shorting everything, buddy. Shorting the world, right? Look at fucking the DXY, right? The DXY looks primed for a fucking rip. So that would make sense that we're going to be shorting, a lot of other things. I just longed. I am too scared. Shorts look too short. Looks so bullish, and we keep mooning. Can't break below 6,700. I mean, bro, we couldn't break below 6,700 2 days ago. We're at 6,700 right now, and we broke below 6,700. Remember that, right? Where were you longing when we were all the way down here and here and here? Now you're gonna long way up in this extended move. I mean, yeah, it could keep going. It definitely could. But it's got to get above here before I start considering longs. Right now, I'm still looking at shorts, but if you're long, that's fine. Just have a appropriate stop, right? I'm not right every time. Preach. Fuck yeah, bro. Preach. Why not 100x leverage if only setting a set percentage loss of capital matters? Sorry, dumb question. It's not a dumb question. You can do 100x leverage. I don't suggest you do if you're learning. But all that matters is your risk, how much capital you're willing to risk. Aurelius and Trey Ping, who's in our Discord as well, those guys both have great, and Cred just put one up, great articles on leverage and margin. They understand it way better than I do, so I suggest you read those. I'll admit that for sure. But yes, you could do 100x, but know that on 100x, that position can get liquidated and closed way faster than something that's on 5x. But the percentage loss of capital is what matters. It's not a dumb question. St. Huddleston, what up? ZRX. Shit's blowing up. ZRX. Oh, Shads, how you feeling, buddy? Are you watching or you will watch? My boy Shads here was telling me this thing was going to Coinbase or something up here, and I said, bro, it's time to sell. What happened? Should have listened to Trader Mayne. Just kidding. Not financial advice. I mean, again, this is very similar to ETC, right? Why are you buying this thing up here? Why weren't you buying it down here when it, did a fucking false swing failure pattern? There's an entry, Buying this old bullish order block, there's an entry. To wait to buy it up here is questionable. The one thing this does have going for it here is this would be a breaker or a bearish order block. I guess the breaker would be down here maybe. But we're on top of this zone, so that looks good. So this one actually doesn't look too bad. I personally like this coin. I think it's one that will get pumped a bunch because it's good rumor mill and shit like that. But this is where you would target, right? So if this thing's going to continue, it would go up, and that would be the next level to watch. If it gets below this box again, we can see it continuing down, because once it's below this low, a lot of alts are at this low. None of this has happened. Some haven't bounced yet, so you could look for those ones that haven't bounced yet. A lot of alts look like they've come down to a key level, and they're just there. So otherwise, this is essentially a double bottom here. If this gets cleared out, it's got a ways to fall. So that's the area to watch on ZRX. Ox. Oh. OX. Okay, well, I just went over it now. Now I feel dumb. Fuck you guys. Peyton Douse. Can you look at Euro USD? Sure. I feel like I have some shit mapped on this profile. Oh, shit. So, I mean, what did we just have here, right? This is a yearly level, and this was, doing some lesson with some homie there, teaching him that shit. So we've got a level here, right? A double bottom here that you want to watch. We took out this high, took out these highs over a key level. I mean, this one you want to watch what the dollar's going to do. Like this is going to get taken, right? So depending on how far this falls, you could be, temporarily bullish here, right? We just took out this low. So you're going to want to see how, this, to me, I'd be bullish on this for a little higher. And then I think they come back and they take this out. And then who knows? Like this is going to get roasted, right? The higher time frame, like the weekly, these are all lower highs. So yes, this is bullish, this area here, but in my opinion, I think maybe a little higher, and then I think we're going to take these out, and then I think this is going to get swept as well. The dollar, when the dollar comes back up, takes out these highs, you could see this thing down. So this is a weekly chart though, right? It's a far away, so I don't know what time frame you're playing this on, but I mean, based on where price is right now, where do you think it's going to go? Probably like up here, right? Liquidity up there, and then you basically have a bunch of liquidity down here. So from the looks of it, an epic short might be forming for this thing, right? So could be short territory. So yeah, I don't know. Do we take out these highs? Maybe, but I think more downside. I think we take out these lows. Hold shift when you draw those lines. What the fuck does that do? Game changer. All right, bro, blow my mind. Oh shit. Game changer indeed, bro. Fuck, I'm so OCD about that too, trying to fucking line that fakakta line up. I'm just like squinting at it, trying to fucking balance it. Fucking A, game changer indeed. Props to you. Check out F. So I think I posted an F chart. Right? These are all monthly and weekly levels, these dotted lines. So what do we do? Poked over this swing high, dumped off hard. To me, F looks bad, right? This is a weekly order block, or a 4 hour, sorry. So similar price action to Bitcoin even, in that, we got to get above here to really think we're going to go higher. So these are the levels to watch on that. You can copy that on your chart and, look for the appropriate order blocks to either get short, right? Break through this swing high, short that. I wouldn't long this thing until we're, potentially up here. I'd still be looking for shorts. Is there any specific reason you're drawing fibs from the candle body to candle body, not from leg to leg, like most people I saw? John, because most of the trading volume happens within the bodies of the candles. So that's what I do, and I'm pretty sure that's what ICT does as well. Yeah, I saw that it will be going to Coinbase. I mean, to me, the news is priced in, right? Like you saw the up move already. That could be it. So I think I already charted the DXI just kind of briefly. Here's who you want to look at. This is the boy. This is the homie here. This is the homie. Here you go. Ren. Shout out to Ren. Ren is in the Discord, slaying the 4X game. So I agree with everything that Ren has drawn here. So take a screen cap of this. There's your chart for DXY. Shout out to Ren. Follow him on Twitter. XEM is almost a great buy. Is it NEM? I mean, if anyone told me this was a great buy, I'd have to slap him in the face. Does this look like a great buy? So I don't fuck with altcoins. So many charts look like this. Like, this is fucked. Someone showed you a stock like this, would you be like, this is a good time to buy? I mean, maybe. It might go on a little run here. It's cheap. But this is so dangerous, right? Like, if Bitcoin crashes here, this thing is going to die, right? If Bitcoin crashes, this thing is going to here. So it basically has to hold shift for the boys, fucking legend, this area if it wants to see upside. So, I mean, it's a great buy in that if you're right, you have some good upside. Terrible buy in that, like, it's almost very close to dying and having price discovery to the fucking downside. So maybe not a great buy is maybe not the term I would use. Check ICX, bro. Thank you. Thank you, Jay. The South Korean won. What the fuck? I mean, again, similar to so many altcoins, right? Like, just this one looks slightly more bullish, right? This is where you buy this coin, right here. Or, yeah, that's where I would be buying it, right? That's where Lord Huddleston would be buying it in the OTE, baby. So this one looks slightly more bullish, but again, if Bitcoin crashes, like, you bet this thing's gonna fucking take a shit. So below this block, you could potentially say, okay, well, you know, this block here, I mean, that's fucking basically the same thing, right? But a little bit more room, but beyond a stop run, you know, you just want to not see, you know, that this area break. You want to see it continue up, and then this definitely has some potential upside. I mean, how much from here to, you know, here is 15%. It's not nothing, right? Got some slight resistance here. This will be a level, and then, you know, but you could clear up to here. If an alt, see, if this thing is gonna have a pump, let's say like we've seen some other coins pump crazy recently, this thing's gonna have a pump. It's gonna clear here, and then it's gonna clear here. So in that, it could be a good buy, but again, it also could just neck and die. Mitigation blocks, breakers. So, I mean, this is something you've got to use. You've got to watch the ICT Market Maker series for. It's way too much for me to explain in a quick video. And you got to put the time in. Me just telling you what it is. A breaker, though, we've done, you know, examples of breakers in the Discord. Here's a breaker, right? So if you're in the Discord, oops, holy fucking cunt. Go fuck yourself. Here you go. This is a breaker, right? An order block that the higher time frame market is bullish. You have an order block that creates a new swing low, taking out stops to the downside, gets nuked, comes back, you buy the retrace. That's a breaker. So that's an entry in a trending bull market to get in on a bull move. And a bearish breaker would be when price is going down. A breaker would be a way to get into price. No different than a bearish order block, or in a bull market, a bullish order block. Mitigation block, I'll give you the Cole's notes, but like, what a mitigation block happens when price is changing from when the order flow is changing from bullish to bearish. A block that they may have used to buy on the way up that might be now underwater. You know, here's mitigation. I'm a fucking god. Here's mitigation right here, right? So they use this block to get in price to drive it up high. And let's say these orders are still open, they don't distribute at all, you know, and now price is underwater. This order, these buys are now underwater. They would bring it back up to that block to pair those orders essentially and mitigate it before continuing down, right? And flipping the orders from longs to shorts. That's mitigation. But watch the Market Maker series. You're welcome, Peyton. How do you know where to draw the order block rectangles? Is the range of last green bar? So you are obviously not in the Discord or have not read my Twitter. Go check out my Twitter. I post examples of this. You can use hashtag Trader Mayne TM, hashtag TMTA for technical analysis tips. And I have a picture, an infographic, just like the breaker one here, of an order block, right? So you can go check that out. It's in the Discord. That's how you do it. It's the down candle before an up move that breaks market structure to the upside. Then you buy the retest. That's a bullish order block, right? Down candle for the up move. Down candle before the up move. These are all blocks. And then, or an up candle before the down move that breaks market structure. This would be a bearish order block. That's 101. I'm short F from 7,300, bud. Looks terrible. What did I say? Did I not say not to long F here? Pretty sure that's exactly what I said. Right? I said we're below a bunch of resistance here. We get above 7,300, bro. We have a chance to go here. That's exactly what I said. If we get above here, we have a chance to go up here. But anything below here, I agree with you. I'm short. I use Oanda. Oanda. Zen is holding relatively well compared to other alts. Zen Cash. I mean, yeah, it's looking okay. I mean, here's a trend line for you, right? Not bad. So, I mean, it just broke a high. Maybe wait for a retrace down to here if you want to get in. See, problem with this one is, well, nothing. I mean, I guess this would be your next target. If it's going to continue up, this is where Zen goes. Just for lulz, what's neck? Neck, I don't know. It's some stupid crypto Twitter slang. It just means it's going to crash and die because it's going to break like a significant low or level of support. Any advice on BitMEX BCH futures on when the wicks, like what happened 3 days ago, occur? Should I chart the highest volume exchange and anticipate price discovery on MEX to merge with said exchange? Jesus Christ. Putting me to work, buddy. What wick? Like this one? You have to maybe DM me a chart, bro, because I don't know quite what you're talking about. Like this wick? None of these look that crazy to me. I mean, I'm just drawing these quick, Orion. Generally, you want to use the body of the candle. You can use the entire thing. On higher time frames, I generally just use the body. Because if you use the wick, sometimes the wick is huge and it gives you just way too much of a, zone of price. All right, is that it? Any more questions? We're getting over an hour here, so I'm going to cut it. If anyone has any last questions. Oh, futures, bro. I'm sorry. Oh, shit. I mean... I mean, that's just fuckery, dude. That's just fuckery in the highest order, right? Because you don't even have a level in the past where you could have marked that and found, you could merge exchanges together. I wouldn't even fuck with that. I mean, if this happens to you, get wrecked. I mean, that sucks. Sometimes you can't avoid it, man. You're not going to be right every time. Maybe someone has a better answer than me, but that's just a fuck you wick. I mean, that would have stopped me out. Put it that way. But sometimes if you see a wick, what you can do, if you see a wick like that, but you think your analysis is right, you accept the loss and you re-enter. Sometimes I get stopped out of a trade and I enter in again right away because generally most of the trades I take, where I get stopped out and where my entry is pretty damn close. So if I get stopped out, if you're not eating that wick, right? If your stop's below here, you're getting out here. and you can re-enter. You just took a small loss, and if the upside works out, you're still up. Mike Martinez. Well, if you're up 100%, take some profits, bro. Pay yourself. What's the fucking thing for Dragon? Oh, DGB. Yeah, take some profits on this one, dog. Well, could go higher. Right? I mean, there's an order block here, a bearish one that they've now recapitalized as a bullish one. But I bet you if you go 3-day, this would technically be a breaker here. This is like what it is, dude, is, you're getting all of this consolidation in here, right? And the pre-pump. So it's just a good area. This would be a good area to buy. You could mark this order block right here. So there's a bunch that would I imagine there's a bunch of levels you could line up in Confluence that would give you this entry on the higher time frame. So you basically have, you tell me, right? Does this look like an important level? Right? It looks pretty good. Just above this order block here, essentially. You're talking, the high here is 289. The low here is 297. So technically, this could be a 4-week block right here. You would get it. Or a 3-week block, right? This would be a 3-week order block. Wonder if there's something there on the monthly. There you go. Answered the question for you. Monthly order block, right? Here's your answer. Occasionally, John. It really depends. The volume of the candle is in the body, so that's what you want to focus on. If you don't want to do wicks and at all, just focus on the candle body. Cool. I'll take a look, Philip. Potentially, I'll admit AQ DNK. I have no fucking clue how to do shit like that. So I will bow to people with better knowledge in that area. Nitin, DM me on Twitter and I'll let you in there, buddy. All right, guys. Hope you enjoyed. I'm going to fucking sign off here unless anyone has any last minute questions. I got some fucking real life stuff to do, like get stoned and eat candy. All good? All right, guys. We will try and do one of these again next week. Doing a podcast with the Dog Pound, couple of the guys in there. So if anyone's interested in that, I'll tweet out the link. If it's going to be live, I'm not sure, but I'll give you guys a shout out for that. Appreciate all of y'all, following me. It makes it fun, makes me enjoy posting all this stuff. Hope to see you all in the Discord. Anyone who's watching this live stream who wants to get in the Discord, just DM me on Twitter or DM me on whatever the fuck it's called. DM me on Twitter or DM me on Discord. Pray St. Huddleston indeed. Pray the magic rectangles. Talk to y'all soon, guys.